Hi everyone, welcome. Today we are doing our last lesson on prediction. In our unit on prediction. But just because it's our last lesson, it doesn't mean we don't want you guys to keep predicting. So every time you read a book, before you start reading, think what's coming. Have a think about what might happen in the story, and make a prediction. And then as you're reading, keep on making predictions based on the clues and what you already know and what's happened in the story, because it's a really good comprehension strategy and it helps build your understanding of what's happening in the story. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the learning focus. The learning focus today is, we are learning to make predictions. We can use the picture clues, which are really often very helpful. We can use the words, because the words often give us lots of information, lots of clues as well. What you already know, because you've got a lot of knowledge and prior knowledge that helps you make predictions. Like, for example, most stories have a problem, so you might be trying to think what the problem could be in that story, and also what you've sort of had happens to you in your life. And also we're just going to focus on making predictions throughout the story. So the book we are going to read today is called Jabari Jumps by Guy Cornwell. It's one of my favourite books. I only found it last year and I really love this story. Hopefully you haven't read it, because it's always fun to make predictions about books you haven't read. It's a really beautiful book. So let's have a look at the cover and the picture. There's a young boy there and he's standing on what looks to be a diving board. The book is called Jabari Jumps. But thinking that often there's a problem in the story, what do we think might happen in the story, and try and predict what you think the problem could be. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by making a prediction at the start, and then we're going to make a prediction during the story based on what we already know. So here's my example. So what we're going to do today is we're going to split our page into two, and we're going to draw what we think is going to happen in the story. Try and add lots of detail. I would like to add more detail to mine, and then write a sense about what you think will happen. Try and think what the problem in the story could be, and then during the story I'll get you to stop, and then we'll reassess our prediction and see if we can maybe make it a little bit, see if we want to change our prediction, because maybe there's some more information that might come to us that we might feel like we want to change it, or we might want to just keep it the same. So let's read it. So let's get started. So start with your prediction, and then we'll start reading it, and then we'll see if we want to change our prediction or leave it as it is. Okay, have fun. Jabari Jumps by Guy Cornwell. I'm jumping off the diving board today, Jabari told his dad. Really? Said his dad. The diving board was high and maybe a little scary, but Jabari had finished his swimming lessons and passed his swimming test, and now he was ready to jump. I'm a great jumper, said Jabari, so I'm not scared at all. Jabari watched the other kids climb the long ladder. They walked all the way out to the end of the board, as big as tiny bugs. Then they stood on the edge. They spread their arms and they bent their knees and sprang up, 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 and then they dove down, down, down. Splash! Looks easy, Jabari said. But when his dad squeezed his hand, Jabari squeezed back. Jabari stood at the bottom of the ladder. He looked up. You can go before me if you want, he told the kids behind him. I need to think about what kind of special jump I'm going to do. Jabari thought and thought. What do you think Jabari will do based on the clues in the book and what we know and the pictures? Make a prediction and then turn to someone and tell them what that is. So turn and talk. Jabari started to climb. Up, up. This ladder is very tall, he thought. Are you okay? Called his dad. I'm just a little tired, said Jabari. Maybe you should climb down and have a tiny rest, said his dad. A tiny rest sounded like a good idea. When he got to the bottom, Jabari remembered something. I forgot to do my stretches, he said to his dad. Stretching is very important, said his dad. I think tomorrow might be a better day for jumping, Jabari said. They looked up at the diving board together. It's okay to feel a little scared, said his dad. Sometimes if I feel a little scared, I take a deep breath and tell myself I am ready. And you know what? Sometimes it stops feeling scary and feels a little like a surprise. Jabari loved surprises. What do you think will happen next? How might Jabari be feeling right now? Sometimes when we make predictions about what will happen, but also how the characters might be feeling. We can sort of make predictions about those as well. So make your prediction and then turn to someone, tell them what your prediction is, and then we'll go to the next page. Jabari took a deep breath and felt it fill his body from the end of his hair right down to the tip of his toes. Jabari looked up. He began to climb up and up and up and up until he got to the top. Jabari stood up straight. He walked all the way to the end of the board. His toes curled around the rough edge. How did you go so far? Did you predict what would happen? Did you think you would be maybe a little bit scared and not want to jump the first time? Okay, now it's time to just reassess our prediction and maybe make another one and think what we're going to try and predict what's going to happen in the end. Do you think Jabari will jump, or will perhaps he maybe be still a bit too scared and not jump? What we're going to do is going to draw a picture. So using what you already know in the text and the pictures and what you know from your own experiences, we're going to draw a picture about what we think might happen in the end and then write about it. Mine, I've used my own experiences, but there might be some other clues that I might have missed in the text. Draw a picture, and then once you've done that, finish the story and see how you went. Good luck. He looked out as far as he could see. He felt like he was ready. I love surprises, he whispered. He took a deep breath and spread his arms and bent his knees. Then he sprang up off the board, flying. Jabari hit the water with a splash. Down, down, down he went. And then back up. Whoosh. Jabari. Jabari, you did it, said his dad. I did it, said Jabari. I'm a great jumper. And you know what? What, said his dad. Surprise double backflip is next. Hope you enjoyed that story. There's lots of messages there about being brave and showing lots of courage and lots of opportunities to make predictions and check if you're right. So when you're reading, whenever you're reading, just try to make predictions before, during and after the book and use those clues such as the pictures and what's happened in the text and what you already know to help you make predictions, because it's a really helpful and useful comprehension strategy to practice all the time. Don't forget to upload your work and maybe in your comments let us know how you went and how you're going with your predicting. Love to see your work and hear how you're going. Thank you. Bye.